How come we haven't really seen Ao Kwong in the jungle?
It's really easy to play against because you don't really have a lot of options to flank in the early game, especially against better teams. They're going to have better vision. They're going to have people watching for the Ao Kwong. They're just not going to let him do whatever he wants. And that's kind of what he does in ranked. He can't really get away with that in a competitive setting. The
reason why I asked is because it's Scream, right? That's one of his favorite gods as well. Because once you said Arachne, I think of two gods that Scream really likes. I think of Arachne, I think of Ao Kwong.
Ooh, these bans are going out really fast. Does that mean that these teams are confident in each other?
I think they're just ready to play their own game plan. Yeah. Black Dragons are really afraid of these high push hunters. They're going to take away the AMC, take away the Ullr, but look what that leaves. eUnited, Robin being played by adapting in that last set, showing what he's truly capable of. And this is another flex pick. Could be for Benji, could be for Scream.
Yeah, I'm guaranteed for Scream here because he's been playing a lot in ranked. I've seen it a ton, and I was surprised that LG let Robin through twice because Scream plays it all the time, and they're Scrim partners. They play each other exclusively up until this tournament. So I'm actually shocked that LG let it through 2 games in a row.
That's what Taka was saying too. She said that was the one thing. As soon as I saw that Robin ban, it was over.
And yeah, look, it proves here he picked Robin first game, first pick of this set. So that really backs it up.
Are you more afraid of Robin than you are in Ullr or an AMC though?
Yes, because of how he's able to just dive the backline effortlessly. We saw just over and over again, even in the set earlier, the first set of the day when Nocturnes was doing pretty well there with a Robin, and I think it's an easy opportunity to get into the backline, especially when you pair up this Robin with the Kukulkan.
Kukulkan coming out right now, the 2 big bruisers right there.
It's okay, Kelly. I think everybody's made that mistake with Kukulkan and Kukulkan now in the game. Yeah. It's like there's 2 Kukulkans or 2 Kukulkans in the game. Ooh.
Ooh, and a Raijin. Man, look at this lineup for eUnited right now.
This is the dream lineup, I think, for eUnited. They're getting everything that they really want.
All right, we have one last pick coming out of Black Dragons right now.
I really like the Fafnir coming out of Black Dragons a ton. He provides a lot of stuns and stuff, and Fafnir is really, really valued in North America. I think he's also valued highly in EU. He's just a high valued support all around, but just especially in North America because a lot of the majors like to pull out the hunters, or a lot of the mid players like to pull out the hunters. So. Ooh, I like this pick coming up right now.
The global pressure is going to be able to kind of ping pong throughout the map. There's not an easy target right now, though, for this Ratatasker, so I'm curious as to why it was locked right here, right now, instead of maybe a little bit later. Maybe they could have opted for a faster god, at least on the ground, like maybe a Susanoo.
They might be wanting to hide some picks because they picked their jungler here. 2 hunters are already banned, and no team has a hunter at all. So I feel like they both have something prepared in the hunter role because we might see 4 more hunter bans coming out.
Very true. With Black Dragons having these 2 bans and then the immediate pick after, they could have the perfect matchup that they want. But instead, they're going to ban away the Athena, which we really haven't seen this tournament.
Well, we did see her in the last game, and she did provide a lot of utility. And of course, that global ultimate, you can be anywhere in the map.
Yeah, Raffer played her extremely well, and they just dominated LG in that last match.
And we got 2 more bans coming out, one for eUnited, one for Black Dragons. And do you think we're going to see a hunter ban here?
Yeah, they banned the Rama on eUnited side. No surprise there. Rama's been doing very well in this tournament. Back to Super Regionals, he did very well there as well. And I think that was something that North America kind of picked up on in Super Regionals because we didn't really play Rama on our side, but the Europeans loved the Rama pick, and it kind of transitioned over into the North American side as well.
Especially when a Ratatasker can do so much burst damage, dive the backline. You add a Rama that has so much global pressure, just shooting from a distance, that's an easy kill.
Yeah, Rama and Jingwei are both very strong against Rat, and that's the vice versa. Like Rat's going against eUnited, so I'm kind of expecting a Jingwei pick coming out of eUnited if they don't ban it on Black Dragon's side.
Why is that?
Because it's really good against Ratatasker. He lands on you, you can dash out of his knockup. You could also ultimate his ult. So there's a lot of ways and a lot of variety to get away from Rat, and he's just very easy to kite.
Ooh, that Robin.
Knowing Panicat, though, he could easily go even for an Artemis potentially here in a very aggressive composition, depending on how eUnited really want to play it.
Man, I'm hoping Black Dragons picks Vulcan here for mid.
Yeah, we also heard some whispers of Shablanka just coming around the NAC. I don't think it's going to happen, but we might see it here.
What was it? Someone told me yesterday that he has the best ultimate in the game for teamfights.
He does have a very good ultimate in the game for teamfights. I feel like you can make an argument that he does have the best in some situations, but not at all times. It is very strong, though.
Hachiman coming out for Black Dragons. I do believe that they actually played Hachiman yesterday.
Yeah, Hachi's just a solid character, a ton of damage. His banner is very easy to hit on the wave and the players at the same time. His ult's basically guaranteed damage if you don't line of sight it. So he's a very good hunter right now, and I'm surprised he didn't get banned.
What I really want to see topped off for Black Dragons is potentially a Soul. Soul hasn't been prioritized at all by many teams, but do we expect that as the last pick?
Non does play Soul.
What do you think here, Aurora?
I don't know. He might pick it. They have the Fafnir. It goes pretty well with it, but I feel like he's not going to go with the Soul. I feel like he's going to go with something more traditional than a Soul.
Maybe a Thoth that we've seen, even an Isis potential for some...
Maybe an Isis. That's not very traditional, but I could see the Isis pick for sure.
Fafnir with Isis would have a lot of objective control, having the attack speed on the coerce side and then circular protection, just having a huge pop.
I like United's dual lane picks, the Guardian and the Hunter. They have the Cage and the Hui ult, the Ganesh ult. It's a very good combo. It's hard to get out of, and they can really mess them up at teamfights. And they also have the Raijin. So if Hui throws his ult down, then Ganesh, and then Raijin ults, he can either fear them through the Ganesh ult while they're in Hui ult or taunt them back through it. So they got some big wombos going on that side.
Anatoly, what do you think about the Zianis pick?
I love it because, as Aurora was mentioning, just how much slows the United has between the Ganesh and the Hui. Just all this AoE is very important here for Non to look for the portals for safety more than the engages.
All right, Anatoly, game number 1 prediction.
eUnited.
I got to go with eUnited too. I do like Black Dragon's draft, and I like the respect eUnited's giving to them by banning that Raw pick.
All right, so third match of the day, game number 1, eUnited versus Black Dragons. Let's get into it.
Thank you, Kelly, over there on the desk. Finch here and Hindu, and they seemed united in picking eUnited over there on the desk. Graham, do you feel the same way?
I think it's all down to Nan in the mid lane for Black Dragons. He was the best performer I saw in Brazil when I actually got to watch their Super Regionals there. And even in the tournament so far, Nan is the standout player for me. If he can do some work on this Giannis, maybe there's a chance. Obviously, though, eUnited, the #1 team out of North America, they are favorites.
And we have some precedent here for the mid laners in particular being really important in these matchups. Don't forget the impact we saw Yaman having earlier on today as well. So, like you said, that mid laner, it's so important being able to get a lot of impact out of it.
And with these compositions coming together too, I do like the fact that they did get the Giannis for themselves.
Right.
Ratatoska in the jungle can cause some problems. Do agree with the analyst there, so I'm quite surprised we didn't see any Jingwei, because PandaCat was one that did like it back in the day, but we've not seen it for a while. Hui, obviously, a little bit more played regularly just lately.
Yeah, Hui can be tremendously impactful there with that Sunbreaker ultimate, with those ricochets. We saw some hot ricochets coming out yesterday as well. So clearly, this Hui pick is one that can run the game for them. Might have been a little bit surprised that we didn't see that double hunter coming out with that Fafnir over there with Black Dragons, though. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, with the Black Dragons as well, the Fafnir is going to be very, very useful to boost the amount of damage Clears can potentially do. The auto attack's going to come into play with Osiris. Same for Ship and same for Marcel's too. And not only that, you know, likes of Rafa and Energy, they've been talking up a storm about, you know, Fafnir still being really strong, even though we've not seen him as much just lately.
And we'll have to see how well they can take advantage of their semi-global presence that they're going to have between O-Ship on the Ratatosker, Non on that Giannis as well, to try and get the most out of that mobility. But we're already seeing Horrific Emblem come out. Kliz immediately in response with a sprint of his own, just to try and make sure they're not getting pressured out too hard here, and it worked out for them for the moment. Actually, Benji's the one who's really low. They are going to go up and try and clear out the minions.
But Benji, though, look at his rage, and that's why Black Dragons back away quite respectfully there, realizing that he will transform, get a couple of extra abilities online, and cause some problems. So in the end, United do win the little boxing match on the right-hand side for the time being.
Now, Black Dragons send Marcel over to the long lane, and that's why we were able to see United did go up, take that red buff. It's around the waist of PandaCat right now. He started in the mid lane along with Venenu, so already stripping away some of the jungle away from the Hunter for Black Dragon.
Yeah, speed buff is available here, and it looks like Pipe's trying to take it down for Black Dragons before we see United look to aggress and engage, which I do like the call of, even using the support to just make sure you don't lose jungle control.
Marcel is kind of far forward here, but had some help with those minions, so PandaCat didn't want to go too aggressive. Right now, eBay still staying in the mid lane, so it's just gonna be Marcel going up against 2 over there in that left lane. And I mean, and we've seen a lot of different starts here lately. The 1-2-2, the 2-1-2, between these different types of starts. It depends, it seems like, on where you want the pressure.
Well, with how the season's been so far towards Super Regionals all the way through to Hi-Rez Expo, what we saw most of the time is the fact that it was 1-2-2 for a reason, which was push power in the early stages in the mid lane, which then extrapolates the amount of experience you could steal away from the enemy junglers in their own side. Oh, Kliz is in trouble.
Kliz is indeed in trouble. He has some help coming on the back with oShip. Actually got an important stun just to get Kliz just barely out of there. Benji was able to transform and is very low, but he's also been able to back up. So good job for Black Dragons keeping their solo laner alive.
Funny enough, I think Benji was considering engaging, continuing to engage there, but that stun from Ship was so big for the Black Dragons there, because Kliz could have fallen down for first blood, especially with how close he was to just being stunned in place over and over.
And that's the side of the map you really don't want to see first blood end up happening on, at least not on your own team. That solo jungle side, being able to control those elementals and the speed buff, it's been so important. Scream, though, already is the one taking a big trade. Horrific Emblem comes out from Benji in response, though. Benji's the one that's very low. Kliz continuing to go in and man fight 1v2, pushing them back.
Tell you what, man fight, that was well played by both teams. Benji was hanging around looking for the curse and found it. Onto Ship, who immediately went, nope, 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 I'm out of this one. Kliz is just still swinging away, so a nice little battle there, which Black Dragons technically now get a bit of an advantage in, because they're going to be able to get the tier 1 tower. Don't worry, that was an error code because eUnited lost pressure in solo, okay? That's all it was, you don't need to know about it.
You know, they're just confused. How could that happen over there with Benji and Scream? Either way, though, they were able to lose, they lost that pressure over there on the left-hand side. Panda Cat over on this left-hand side, though, they've stripped away the jungle of Black Dragons. They got the red and purple buff. Now they're back over here getting their own buffs as well. So this is one to keep your eye on. You can see a bit of an XP lead already for Panda Cat over Marcel, because they've had the pressure over here and have been stripping away that jungle.
And I'm very surprised to see United playing very technically outside of the solo lane, very passive in terms of just farming, trying to get these experience leads online. But in the sky right now, Ship's just got up. He's ganking right-hand side.
Yeah, he's trying to find someone to land. I can see why low health targets over there between Kliz and oShip, but instead decides a little bit better of it, or rather between Benji. They weren't able to stop him over on that side, so Benji able to survive some of that pressure that came out from Ship. But he's still hanging around over there, Graham. I don't think they're ready to give up on it. It's a good bait from Kliz too. Now Ship's running in.
And now the pressure is on. Kliz gets pushed in, but Benji's surrounded, no ultimate available. The beatdown could happen. Benji goes in.
Benji turns it around. Benji goes back in and picks up the kill. Ship is still holding around, though. Big rotation coming over from the through space and time. Non evens it back up, but first blood going to eUnited.
Well, not a real surprise. I've seen Benji do that a few times in his career when he's been in 2v1 situations where you're like, yeah, he's dead. Oh my God, he got a kill or even a double. But that time, that worked out very well for Benji. He played around his abilities to the absolute limit to make sure he could get that.
And it's a bit of a heartbreaker there too, because Black Dragons essentially played that one perfectly. We're actually gonna get a chance to take a look at it again. oShip is over here to the left in the jungle. He loops back around, and this is exactly what they wanted, but Benji gets this push back in, Graham.
And with the push back in, look at his cooldowns. He realizes he's not on full cooldown, but he'll transform back, immediately leap, dash and go. There's nothing else he could really do. He could have just disengaged back to his tower there. He recognized he had enough damage.
He had the chance to at least get first blood out of it, so in the end, it does seem to be worth it for eUnited. A big play there by Benji, and a lot committed by Black Dragons to get something back for it from them on that back end. But once again, we saw Panda Cat on the left-hand side extending his lead out, freezing the wave, trying to keep Marcel and this Hachiman down.
Yeah, lane freezing is something that we don't see too much, but there's going to be a gank on the left now as Polar Bear Mike comes around the corner, forces Marcel to pony up. But there's no ponies here today. Panda Cat will rain the suns down to secure a second kill for eUnited.
Now it's 2-1 in favor of eUnited. As you said, 8-6 are the hunters over there in that long lane. Panda Cat enjoying a healthy lead over Marcel, and that's pretty scary. A Hui out in front. Well played gank.
And going back to what you were just saying as well about the lane freezing, well, that's one of the reasons Marcel was like, I've got to walk forward to get minions here. And he didn't have any ward coverage to know that Polar Bear Mike was just waiting in the wings. And they still set up for some more pressure on him. This is a gank attempt on Marcel's. Look at this on the left.
Yeah, it's just been hanging out around over here. But you're right, Marcel's also in trouble over here. Not quite able to get the root or the stun out for him. So Marcel, he'll be okay. Bebe was coming over as well on the Fafnir, so he might have had some support if they'd chosen to go for it. But either way, they let that one go.
That reminded me of Focus the Streamer. That's what that gank was. Whenever you see the streamer on stream, 3 members just waiting around the corner for him to respawn and go for the kill again. I like the idea because Marcel's had a fantastic set yesterday, playing the Rama. Today's on the Hachiman, and I think they recognize, let's get Panda Cat big.
That is what it seems to be, trying to go over there, keep pressure on Marcel, and get Panda Cat, one of their big players, getting off to a good start for them as well. They've been known to play very well around their 2 side laners as well. We're seeing a little bit more action over here, though.
Yeah, right inside, we just saw oShip take to the sky one more time, lock into pressure onto Benji and Scream, who were pressuring Clears under his tier 1 tower, but they did get away just in time. The pings came raining down, but Marcel's could be in a bit of trouble here.
Marcel could indeed be in trouble, has to use that mounted archery. Actually gets a good turnaround and sends the damage back out. Good stun though, immediately drops the Sunbreaker down on top of him. Not able to clean that kill up, but just excellent play from both of these hunters. And Tycho Drums is up, lowering down oShip.
oShip has to get away, but meanwhile, eUnited looking towards the red buff right now, and Marcel's gonna watch the ricochet!
Good shot there from Panda Cat. The ricochet once again, taking down Marcel. 0-2-0, rough times for the hunter from Black Dragons, and they strip away the red buff. This is the pressure we were talking about.
That is the most disgusting corner in the game against the Hou-Yi. That is the same, I saw Snoopy do the same thing earlier this year on the same corner. That is nasty, that area.
Yeah, it's really rough when you're trying to back out with low HP, especially when someone as high level as Panda Cat, or like you said, Snoopy either, recognize that you're back there. They can hit that shot, and we've seen it consistently now, Graham. That's something that they're lining up and landing from some of these high level players. Oh, Kliz, though, might be in trouble over here. He does have the tether going, backflip though to get him out of it, but the horrific emblem from Benji slowing him down, continuing to smack at the back of him. Benji gets a kill on the right-hand side, but Panda Cat though, there's 4 members over here chasing him down.
Mike's out of Marta, but in comes round the corner Veneno looking to support. The elephant will not forget that death, that's for sure. But now Veneno could be in a bit of a tricky spot, still has his crush available, but Ship gonna give chase.
He is gonna get Ship, and actually that's Veneno very low. Good play there, he had no backup from the rest of his team. They all went away, but Ship continued on with the pressure, able to get the kill onto Veneno. That's actually 3 members that have fallen, at least kill-wise. Black Dragons have evened things up, despite being down about 2,500 gold.
Obviously we're live in Atlanta, the Common Energy Center, but one thing I do love about the North American crowd is when there's underdogs involved, they root for the underdogs. eUnited definitely the favorites here coming into this, and hometown to an extent, especially with LG going out, but Black Dragons getting cheered for every single kill on the stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of support here in this crowd when they see these plays come out, when they see the hype plays. As you mentioned, maybe with LG, they saw them kind of favoring that one a little bit more, but here in this match, whenever they see a hype play come out, this crowd is right behind them. Black Dragons, no strangers, it looks like, to hanging around with some high-level competition. eUnited may have the lead, but Black Dragons are showing they definitely have the mechanical skill to hang around.
And my one thought for this was, it's all about Nan on this Giannis. And right now, Nan is start with his Doom Orb at decent stackage for the time being, especially with 4 blues completed, but 2 kills to his name too. He's making these rotations, allowing the Fafnir and maybe even the Hachiman as time goes on to get in better positions and look for some opportunities. And in the fact you've got a bit of global presence out of that Ratatoska too, well, you're going to cause a couple of problems for eUnited, and eUnited, this is their first set of the tournament, so they will be a little bit shaky. Maybe you can punish them because you've got a bit more warm-up.
Yeah, this is definitely their best chance, Black Dragons, to try and find a way to get it out here when eUnited are having their first game. And you talk about trying to get Nan ahead. Well, that seems to be the plan. I mean, oShip taking down Veneno, that's the best way to try and make sure that Nan has a chance to stay even there with him. As you said, Doom Orb, the pin boots are online for him as well, so he'll be swinging on this Giannis if that is the case for him. We saw some cooldown builds earlier, but it looks like for Nan, the plan is just to do damage.
But the farming from eUnited has just been so much more superior so far. Yes, the kills are 4-2-4, but look at the gold lead between these 2 teams. eUnited has 3,000 gold advantage now, and that's just because they've been superiously playing, but Pybe in mid's in trouble.
He is in trouble there in mid. Benji is waiting on him to retransform. Coming over the top is Scream. He gets credit for that one. Not too bad. Is in a whole lot of trouble here. Has to use the Aegis. Actually, good knockup, but not enough. Benji takes Nan down. Tycho Drums from Veneno can't quite pull Ship back in. In between the tier 1 and tier 2 at 11 minutes, eUnited continue to press. pressure.
And meanwhile, Panda Cat zones away from Marcel from a rotation as Benji dives down for eUship there to make sure he gets the kill. They're not even looking for the tier 1 tower in mid here, eUnited. They're looking for kills. Benji now may need to help Scream. Scream's actually baiting, and I think Cliz might recognize it.
Yeah, they are going to continue to go for this pressure. It looks like the rest of eUnited are happy with it. They're going to take Gold Fury. Scream is in trouble. They take him down. Cliz able to get at least 1 kill out of this 2-for-1, but Benji not going to give it up, continuing to chase him under the tower. They do make that one a 1-for-1 trade, but eUnited, I think, are going to be happy with it.
Yeah, they did get the Gold Fury on the left-hand side of eUnited, and now this tier 1 tower is 1 more hit from death. Venenu will secure that for himself too. Scream, I felt like he didn't need to be there. They overplayed it. They were having a bit of fun, I feel. And in the end, it's still fine for eUnited.
Benji actually does get locked down for the moment. eBay is the one that's here trying to help Non catch back up for his rotation. Come back around the stable vortex a little bit off the mark. Gives time for Polar Bear Mike to come in with the silence, creates some space. Through space and times off the mark. Doesn't quite get it done for him. Non, after the dominant pillars, is still okay, able to get away. eBay, y'all need to back up. Polar Bear Mike and Venenu are still here.
And now Polar Bear Mike will come in, but it'll wear off for a second or two now. 12 kills in 12 minutes. It has been very fast-paced from both these two teams, just in terms of action more than anything else.
And we hadn't talked about too much either, but not just Panda Cat over Marcel's, but take a look at Benji, level 14, as opposed to Cliz, who's level 11. The XP lead on these two outside lanes is real rough, Graham.
It's almost 300 experience advantage for Benji at this point in time. I mean, granted, he's got 5 kills in 12 minutes. Is this point of the game generally in ranked where you're like, F6, get me out. This solo lane is going to turn up and cause so many problems, and that's exactly what he has been doing since the rotations towards mid.
Yeah, that tier 1 tower has already fallen as well. It's certainly not a knock we're trying to make against Cliz. Benji, though, playing out of his mind on the Cucullin. We've seen him expertly time the transformations and de-transformations to get himself another rotations of skills. Venenu looks like just having a little bit of a drum party there in mid lane.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a slowdown in this game for a time being now, because obviously with the tier 1 being down in mid and the right-hand side for Black Dragons, eUnited have to go very, very deep into the jungle to get towards these tier 2s. And obviously Black Dragons, they'll have that area warded, so it's trickier to find some of these kills that eUnited have been lurking for time and time again.
And eUnited have been so objective focused this entire game, Graham. That's what it feels like to me. That's why this lead is already at about 7,000. When they get kills, they go pressure the jungle. We saw them take the Gold Fury and pressure the solo side of the map at the same time. That's what these high-level teams do.
Well, we might see a fight over this red buff on the left-hand side now. Really, Polar Bear Mike and Scream, they're just zoning to allow Panda Cat to get an objective, which we keep talking about, making sure the Black Dragons can't contest. Benji's fighting 4 in mid lane!
Yeah, Benji does not have a care in the world. 3-man knockup, immediately responded with Lord of the Afterlife portal to trap him down, but Benji has transformed. Looking for eUship, who's gotten out of there for the moment, but Benji's not done running yet. He's looking for the rat. He's trying to get out of there. He is up into the air for now, so not quite taken down by Benji just yet. Cliz now the one who's getting targeted by Scream. eUship up in the air. He's afraid to come down. Cliz just barely makes it out of there. No kills, surprisingly, as they escape the wrath of eUnited.
Okay, so Benji's starting to feel it now. He realizes he's level 16 now, I should say, as he just thinks. He's diving the tier 2 for Cliz on the right-hand side.
Against 4.
All Benji's doing this game now is causing problems for the enemy team to make sure that they cannot contest anything. And they're so focused on trying to kill Benji and run away from him that eUnited could do whatever they want anywhere else.
And they were able to. Portal Demon goes down in favor of eUnited. We saw Through Space and Time come out from Non in an attempt to try and take it. I think he was actually on accuracy-wise, but just a little bit too late timing-wise. Now this Fire Giant has been started up in 15 minutes into the game. It'll be rough for Black Dragons if eUnited take this uncontested. Non, it appears to be, is looping around the backside, has Unstable Vortex to try and make some kind of attempt on it. Not able to, though. Gets forced back out. Trying to take it down here is eUnited. No one is here just yet.
Ooh, eUnited bit off a bit more than they could shoot now. And Black Dragons were thinking about contesting, but Nan came towards mid lane to help Marcel's get away from Benji, who is just running rampant here. eUnited, though, I like the call to reset. They're a little bit out of position. We could just still use the Portal Demon, go again.
And that felt like a call to me because we're 15 minutes in. If they don't contest, we'll take it. Cliz, though, was the one that's getting knocked up here. Immediate damage coming out from Venenu in response. Cliz, even though he's behind, still tanky enough to survive that damage and back up for now. But eUnited, I don't think they've given up on this right side of the map. Panda Cat drops the Suns, though, on top of Non, who's in pressure on the left side.
Oh, Scream's still chasing him as well, and the blitz came down. I think Scream might be able to find Giannis in the top left-hand corner of your mini-map, and it looks like he will do just that. Meanwhile, Venenu will take a speed buff for himself. Chasing Giannis is no mean feat. No easy feat, I should say.
No, it's not easy at all, but Scream partnered up a little bit there with Panda Cat. We're able to get it done. Non going to be sitting on another 25 seconds on his respawn timer. As eUnited are in control, it feels like, of the entire map. Nowhere is safe for the members of Black Dragons, despite only being down 4 kills, down about 9,000 gold, and it's only going to get worse as now Gold Fury is in the eyes of eUnited.
And that means it'll probably extend the issue even further now, less than 17 minutes in. This is where the Golden Experience lead is just a little bit too far to try and get back into doing anything outside of maybe a Fire Giant steal or a Phoenix defense. Phoenix defense is definitely the most easy thing to try and do here, but eUnited looking good. Look at that player damage, 9.9k from Benji in the solo lane. And it's not just against another solo laner. He's been running rampant around the whole map. Clears hasn't done too bad at 7k. And oh shit, just tailing in the wings. So Black Dragons haven't had a terrible time. It's Benji that's just the issue.
Yeah, and it's been a focus from eUnited as well. Some of the damage kind of spread around from Black Dragon, so not quite able to get the pick off that eUnited were able to get. Could potentially be in trouble, though. Venenu under pressure from eBay. Over here in mid, he jumps away for the time being, so he'll be all right, as once again, eUnited do as they've done all game and strip away the jungle of Black Dragons, not giving them any room to breathe, any gold or experience for free or way to try and claw back into this game.
The only mistake I've really seen so far from eUnited make was that kill that Scream gave up to Cliz earlier on. Outside of that kill that Scream got, dropped, basically died for no reason in my opinion. eUnited have been very, very careful and selective about how they've been playing a lot of this jungle. They could have taken a Fire Giant by now. They could be forcing tier 2 towers as a 5-man group, but they're not. They're continuing to just continue the pressure and not make any mistakes that are going to cost them anything and give Black Dragons a window back in.
And Black Dragons may have earned that a little bit too here in the eyes of eUnited. When that Fire Giant attempt they did start up came up, it was a really strong response from Non that rotated over to slow him down. So now eUnited want to get it properly warded up before they go ahead and pull the Fire Giant, as they're doing now. Cliz is here though. Ship in middle lane has ultimate available as well. Lord of the Afterlife already forced out of Cliz. Benji and Scream are the ones on zoning duty. No one is local. Fire Giant actually was leashed for the moment though.
It was released, and that's good work from Cliz just to buy time to work out what's going on. He's communicating with his team how low it's got. Keep an eye for space and time. Ship is about to go up in the air, but it's too little, too late.
Yeah, eUnited already have the Fire Giant. Ship is up into the air. He's not able to land on anyone. Panda Cat deletes Cliz with the help of Venenu's damage. That's one member that's already fallen. Fire Giant on all 5 members. T2 tower in right lane. Gonna be the call for eUnited.
Well, as this game's gone so far, Finch, there's no been real surprises for me. Everyone expected eUnited to come to this and potentially cause a lot of problems for Black Dragons here today. And I don't think, Obey and Elevate, well, obviously they'll be watching this, but I don't think they've been able to really work much out of what eUnited might be bringing to the table here, because this is just a standard comp that we've seen so far. Nothing too crazy, but Robin, obviously, definitely a telltale sign.
eBay already fallen over here on the right-hand side. Cliz still has not yet respawned either. Benji continue to be a nuisance. Terrific Emblem comes out on Ship to create space for the Phoenix on the right-hand side, which does fall. One more objective taken for eUnited, and this is the play for me that's been so crisp from them, Graham. It was about the objective, not the kills.
It really has been the whole time. Well, outside of the focus to Marcel's as well, I do want to mention that. I mean, Marcel's is only 0-2, but they made sure to shut him down early on and give Panda Cat a nice, comfortable position against him to make sure there was no real threat of this Hunter getting to the late game stage and causing some of their frontline issues.
And this is the first game for eUnited too. We talked about this a little bit already. They've come out not looking rusty here to me at all. They look ready to go, and they're going to benefit greatly, I think, from getting this game to come back in and make sure everything's exactly where it should be gameplay-wise. They're putting on a really impressive showing here up against Black Dragons. The set, of course, is not over yet, though. This is just game 1. Black Dragons would have to, even if they lose this game, win 2 more after that if they wanted to go ahead and move on. But as you said, Obey and Elevate are the ones waiting for it.
Definitely, and we'll find out who wins that later on today too. But at 20 minutes in now, Panda Cat just going to continue to get some more stacks on, well, not getting stacks online, but just farm up, continue to farm, wait for his team. They do have the Fire Giant now, and there's only one tier 2 tower remaining, so expect them to swing to the left-hand side to take that down.
They've already taken that right-hand side Phoenix, so left-hand side would split the focus of Black Dragons perfectly for them, allow Fire Minions to start pumping down both waves, make it difficult for Black Dragons to stand on 2 fronts almost simultaneously, and that finally will help them hopefully, at least for eUnited fans, break the base of Black Dragons, but we've seen strong Phoenix defenses here so far. It's gotten tough.
But this experience lead is very big, Finch. It's huge, and it's going to be very tricky, especially with a Phoenix already being down, to try and stop this onslaught. What Black Dragons need to be doing at this stage, though, is realistically looking to what went wrong in this game exactly. Their 2v2 in the solo lane started pretty well, back and forth encounter. But then at one moment in time, Benji just turned it around. Meanwhile, left-hand side, Marcel's needs more help. That's where I'm looking at. Nan did fine in mid, but that's where the issues seem to be, at least on the surface level of looking at it.
Benji's going to be the one tanking the tower for him. P-Bay is here. Oship is waiting through space, and time came through in the back end. Seems like the call was trying to take out the back end of the fight right away. Already low is Panda Cat, but Oship is going to be the one that falls first here. Kliz now kind of left alone on an island, still alive, but Ninu ends up falling. Give credit there to Marcel's. Kliz been rooted down by Benji, who's been a terror. Benji who gets the kill. Now P-Bay getting trimmered there by Benji, who makes it out safely. Scream gets credit for another. 3 members have already fallen for Black Dragons. 4 still standing strong for eUnited.
And they have Fire Giant in tow. Meanwhile, mid lane, Panic just to farm up, get his lifesteal along with those minions, and now swing back round to the left-hand side to secure this Phoenix. That fight should have all been Black Dragons. The difference is that huge experience that we were just talking about. They played that pretty well. They managed to take out Veneno with a moment's notice, but the rest of the team is just too healthy, too tanky, and they had that Fire Giant.
Nan just barely able to eke out of that one. He was in a tough situation, but of course he could create those portals, just go right through walls. Panda Cat not quite able to take down that mid lane Phoenix just yet, but that's okay. They already got the one on the left-hand side to go with them. Instead, they'll regroup for the moment, come back and give that one more try. So Black Dragons still holding on right now. They still have one Phoenix in mid. Solo side Phoenix will be responding shortly, though it'll be weakened, and that'll be their chance to make their stand.
And that middle Phoenix could have fallen there, for sure. The difference is, I feel, is that someone's shot calling is, I don't think it's respect at that point. They're listening to the shot caller. If that's Polar Bear, Mike, Benji, Veneno, whoever is making that shot call, Scream even, whoever's making that shot call there, everyone's listening, and that's a really good sign. You need that on the Hi-Rez Expo World Championship stage. You need to make sure you're all in sync. You follow the leader, the call is good, the call is bad, you follow it. That's what they're showing here.
And for a lot of our fans here in the arena, that's a good sign. I mean, eUnited now, the only remaining in a hope in the tournament. Hopefully they'll be able to make it on through so we can continue to see them represented. And seeing that they're all on the same page here, Graham, is a good sign for eUnited's fans right now. They're looking strong here in this first game, 14-6, a tremendous almost 20,000 gold lead in their favor here, and it really never felt like it was in the control of Black Dragons as they go ahead and start up this Fire Giant.
It did feel even at moments of this game between Black Dragons and eUnited, but like you said, I don't think eUnited ever felt out of this game or behind in any stretch of the imagination. Black Dragons started well, but they started to crumble as eUnited just focused on farm and superior use of the jungle camps of like sharing, splitting well, making sure they rotate better around the map to get them on respawn, and then even look for the invasions.
And that's what's going to be important for them, I agree with you, defending their buffs, whether that's making sure that they have more pressure over there in the solo jungle or their relic selection early on, whenever it is, they have to make sure they're not getting the speed and red buff stripped away from them early on, like what we just saw happen for him in this game. But Benji now, he's the one whose job it is to make sure the minions are coming up mid so they can make their final push.
In Kliz, we trust. In Kliz, we trust. In Kliz, we trust.
And in Kliz is where eUnited are putting all their focus, already very low, already very gone. Scream ends up getting credit for that one. Darme Pillars are coming down. Panda Cat takes down P-Bay. Aegis already on the clock there for Marcel, who no longer has it available. Oship uses the portal to get out of trouble for the moment, but Scream not gonna let him get away for free. 3rd kill of the team fight going the way of eUnited. Make that vibe here once Nan finally falls. That his Aegis. Right-hand side, Phoenix is down. eUnited take the first game in the set against Black Dragons.
Oh, I heard the crowd cheer then. Have we got some North American fans back all of a sudden? It sounds like it.
Sounds like we do. eUnited, the last grave hope.